Hello everybody and welcome back. It's Sasso the Greek, and today I wanted to talk a bit about my final thoughts on Danganronpa Lapse. Now, I will say it's been a while since I finished the series, so I might have forgotten some stuff about it. But I think there's still a few topics I want to discuss. Now, I want to start by saying that this is very impressive work for one person. Everything was done by one from what I saw in the credits of the game. The art is really pretty, especially the CGs. The backgrounds are nice too, and one of the few and rare completed fangans out there. So just from that alone, it's very impressive. That being said, I'm going to be a bit more critical than usual with this video here. After playing the game, I can see why there wasn't a big buzz when the game first came out. It was the full game upon release after all. I'll start with the obvious. The game could use some voice acting. 100%. Aside from that, I think Lapse is very quick. Despite having a total of a prologue, 4 chapters, and epilogue, so I guess 6 chapters in total, the game itself is very short. If you look at my playlist, it took me 16 episodes to finish the whole game. For context, it took me 22 episodes to play chapter 0 and 1 of Eden's Garden. I think the game could use some more filler, in quotation marks. It felt like a summary of a story you were pitching to someone before you make additions to it. A lot of the characters barely get any screen time, and when it comes to the cases themselves, the game just gives you the answers. From the 3 cases, you usually got like 2 or 3 pieces of evidence, and then most important clues will just be straight up told to you during the trial. That's actually one of my biggest issues with Zero as a character. How much he talked during the trial and how much stuff he just gave away. This is still a mystery solving game, so let us solve it, you know? Speaking of the trial, I do wish we got to see the execution CG properly. Animation takes a lot of time, which is why I'm perfectly happy with just a CG and a narration for executions. But in this game, we got to see the CGs very briefly and then got a big black box where the narration took place, which covered most of the CG. Let us see the pretty art. Now, I will say, about the Zero Escape reference. Actually, I don't know if I can even call it a reference at this point. Okay, so here's the thing. Zero Escape 999, great game, very fun, great mysteries. The idea behind Junpei being able to retain memories from different timelines is unique, but, more importantly, it's explained in the story. It's a core element of the mystery and story of 999. It's all about this past experiment that supposedly failed, only for Junpei to prove that the experiment worked. Having said that, there is zero explanation as to why Echo can just die and just go back to a previous moment in time with her memories intact. If they were truly the ultimate memory, then I guess it would be fine. A bit of a quick explanation, but an explanation nonetheless. But Gaia tells them that the title was fake. It feels like the creator liked Zero Escape a lot and wanted to do the same for their story, but I do think it could use some more work to make it feel like an actual part of the story. I will say though, the scene where the elevator doors are closing and Sei's hand stops it, really cool. Kind of a jump scare, but really cool. There is one more story aspect that I want to talk about, which I don't really understand, and that is the number of the cast members. The cast is 10 people total, with Zero or Akihiko and Gaia bringing it up to 12. Now, that is a rather short number for the typical DR game. That being said, what I find weird and confusing is that apparently story-wise, the cast was supposed to be 16. Akihiko, Gaia, Darling, Silva, and 2 others were supposed to be alongside the 10 students. In Cyrus's documents, we find out that for the killing game, they intentionally kidnapped students in pairs. Yet, for whatever reason, 6 of them were placed in an earlier game? Why? Like, what's the point? If the whole point of this was to have people in pairs to observe their behaviors and whatever the explanation was, why change your mind and just throw 6 of them away? And also, the final scene is kind of confusing too. Because we were under the impression that Echo was kidnapped alongside Ashley because they were there at the wrong time, since, you know, Echo wasn't an ultimate or supposed to be there. Yet the final scene shows that Echo went back home and contacted Ashley's dad too, which brings up the question, how did they kidnap Echo by accident? Overall, I think Danganronpa Lapse is okay. I think it's worth playing it yourself just to show support for the creator's work, because again, making a whole game from scratch is impressive and a lot of work. But I can also say that the game could be 10 times better if it had more time in the oven to expand on the story and characters. But that will be all for today. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, but until the next episode, take care and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.